Oh yeah, we are back. This is the Gentleman's Talk podcast. Hey yo, we have a special gentleman in the building. You know, he's part of the 3GB family. So I'm gonna let him reintroduce himself to the live for those that are tapped in and for those that will join the live probably joining shortly. We appreciate y'all. And for those that don't care, well, we'll see y'all at the top. That part. Introduce yourself, sir, on the audio and on the live, yo.
I wanted this to become a mystery, so people don't know, like, is my voice really going on video use, Rife existence, you know what I mean? Back at it, you know what I mean? Making the songs, listening to music, chopping it up, that's what we do, represent a good image. So I'm proud to be here and I'm happy to be here.
We appreciate that. So we're gonna hit you with different questions we hit you with before the podcast. We're actually gonna test your knowledge. So we're gonna dive right into the conversation. Alright, so boom. If you are into a religion, what religion are you into? If I may ask, we're gonna start off like that. If you are into a religion, what religion are you into? If I may ask.
So I'm a Christian, obviously I don't go to church, but I follow the Christian principles, and I try to.
Can you speak up a little bit because we got the music?
I try to live my life in accordingly to like God. Like as far as religion, I believe that He exists. I have faith in Jesus. You know, I guess that would mean I have Christian values. But I guess coming from a family that's got like 3 different religions, you know what I mean? It's different. I got one that's Catholic and I got one that's Judaism. You know what I mean? Or Jewish, or when you go to the synagogue or whatever. But it was always confusing me at first, and when I was a kid, when I was young. But I mean, I grew to know that there's only one Creator, and that's God. So.
Alright, so since you brought about Christianity, I'm happy that you said that because I feel a lot of people, they mostly are Christians, including myself until I just converted to understand that the Quran is the real teaching. We about to get into that. So as you say, you coming from all of those different backgrounds and teachings, what's your opinion as an individual, as a man, if Christianity came, you can Google this on your phone if you feel like pulling your phone out. If Christianity came after Christ died, why are so many people Christians? And I'm gonna add another question to that. If Christianity came after Christ died, people call him Christ, whatever. They call him God. His real name is Allah, but we're gonna get deep into that.
Okay.
If Christianity came after Christ died, and it was a Roman taught religion, Roman teachings to majority of the world, as we see things that's going on around the world, we're gonna say that because I don't want to put me online. But anyways, if it's a Roman taught religion, why is majority of y'all Christians, and why do people that's Christians feel that they can sin, and then they're not gonna have to when their body leaves their vessel, why do people think they can sin and on Sundays and go to church and it should be just like forgotten? I never understood that. So as you being a Christian or being around those religions, what's your opinion on something that came after Christ that everybody worships from what you see and from what you have heard and from what you have observed? Because you just said your last statement, you believe there's one God.
Yeah.
And we can even go back to when Noah was like a person like yourself. And probably think Noah looks like you, low key. The way you got your hood on and stuff like that. Not only reason that, but your characteristics. It's like you building an ark. And you get a message from a prophet that's given Allah's information. Y'all call him Allah, y'all call him God, but it's really Yahweh. There we go. Okay. So if you know and you know that a prophet gave you information and you trying to save animals, chickens, birds, whatever you feel like you got to save, for example, and you telling people and you build and people looking at you crazy, and the storm comes. And then watch some people that didn't believe your way. That means the information that you got from a prophet who's telling you the way it should be done, why it should be done that way.
Well, I think that's a three-part question.
So
I'm gonna break down.
Alright, so break it down from the first
So,
part.
I can give you three answers to those questions after just listening to you. So, the first thing you stated was, after Christ's crucifixion, why was there so many followers, and why is there today so many followers? That's the first. That's the first
of a
question.
Roman talk religion.
So, to get into the story of,
You can bring the music down a little bit if you want to.
to basically talk about the story, right, of why, what happened, and how it became today. I think the moral of the story is that after Christ crucifixion, it was taught by the apostles, whoever was still around, who wasn't executed, tormented, or whatever. It was brought to their attention to speak the knowledge of it, because you can't have something so strong about self-sacrifice and not let the story be told about it. So the story, so I can only turn it down so much, but the story, how it goes is, after Christ's crucifixion, it was a story that it was supposed to be spoken, and those who saw, those who knew, even the people that worked for Caesar, and they knew that God existed. They knew that that man was God. He was just in flesh. He died for us. So he wanted it to be God made it a self-sacrifice, because he knew that none of us, I mean, even us now, could even die or amount to carry anything for the sake of just saving others. And I think that could be the most selfless thing. And so when those people went to different nations to preach the word, they were either killed, executed, or imprisoned, because they believed that the concept of Jesus Christ and God did not exist. And obviously, the concept of Jesus Christ even existed before the times of Noah and all that, where God spoke in Genesis. The Holy Spirit, the Father and Son. So it's always been already noted before that they existed, and the point it was a message. It was a message that was supposed to still unite God with his people. Okay? It was like, keep spreading the word so people will listen, so that one day they may look back in their actions and ask for forgiveness, so that they can seek that eternal freedom that they've been asking for, because a lot of people suffer. The second question you asked me was, and the second question is why they exist still?
No, I said, it was from, people believe that the Christianity when it came after Christ.
Okay.
The second question was, what did I say? The second question was,
I believe the second question you asked was kind of like, after, even after like the Romans and all that you were saying how it was, so I think a lot of people are confused. The concept of God existed within the Roman culture, and that's what you would know as Catholicism, that started with Rome. And that they knew God existed, but just like the Pharisees in the Bible, these were their own people that didn't believe that the Son of God would actually be there. You know what I mean? There was a lot of misbelief. There was a lot of misguidance, and to take part of that, you can't really blame Satan for it. You've got to blame the human conscience, because after Eve and Adam ate the forbidden fruit, they already knew what was good and wrong. Before, they only knew what was pure, like kids.
now, with you being saying that, so I'm happy that you said Adam and Eve. So as Adam being the man supposed to be grounded and understanding that his mission will be to build will be work or create, but really not build. It's really not work. It's really create.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people get the definition of building and creating wrong.
Okay.
So with that being said, is if you're supposed to build, you can't let a woman pull you off your journey for whatever your lustful feelings could be towards that situation. That's why. So observing this, when we see in our generation is, yes, being my problem might get you results, but is that going to get you? It might get you results physically. It might get you results, things that you need, but that's not going to build your conscience up for the right purpose.
It's kind of like this, man. So think about it like this, right? let's say, and I don't know what your relationship is with your family, your father or mother,
But I
but
don't really have that well of a relationship with my father.
so let's just take this for an
We'll keep it a
example.
step. We on the podcast.
So
I ain't got a good relationship, but I love them.
let's take this as an example, right? Let's say your father got in you something you've always wanted. I mean, it's something that like you just by touching it, you just know for a fact that you want to get it. You know what I mean? It's something that you want, you like so bad. You know what I mean? And he tells you you can have anything else, and I don't care, but just don't touch that. Now, what does that convey? What kind of emotion? First,
Oh, I'm gonna touch it because why can't I touch it?
it's called confliction. You're conflicted. You're personally conflicted because you want it so bad, but you're being told you're not supposed to touch it. But here's the thing. Let's say somebody else comes around and says, hey man, look, like, what's the deal? Your dad's not gonna really freak out about it if he's letting you have everything else. Just, why not?
So now that's being deceptive.
So
Trying to pull you
now
off
that you're
your-
conflicted already, you're indecisive. All it takes is for somebody to what?
Add fuel to the fire.
And that's the story of why we sin. We still deal with it to this day.
So now, boom. I always wanted to know this too. So we're bringing that up. If you said you believed in one